Joined by Dan Weber, I'm Johnny Freatman, providing instant analysis for USCFootball.com. Dan, we're here Tuesday, spring practice number 4 in the books. And the biggest takeaway from today, I would say, is Tre Madden being switched to running back. What did you see from him, and can you see this being a permanent switch?
Well, I thought he looked as they had hoped he would. I mean, he told us he's 226 pounds. Lane told us that he ran a 4.5 electronic, which is one of the fastest times on the team no matter what. So now you've got a 226-pounder who ran the ball a lot in high school as a wildcat kind of quarterback, scrambling quarterback. Thought he ran one really outstanding trap up the middle in the 11-on-11 running scrimmage session to start. I think Kennedy said he agreed with Tre, who said he was pleasantly surprised and did better than he thought he was going to. I think they're going to give it. I mean, I think what they're saying is we're going to give it a week, but I think he's made the move. I think they're pretty sure they've got enough depth at linebacker. I think they like Sarayo, obviously. They like Scott Starr and Marquise Simmons. I don't know if he's healthy now. He banged up his shoulder a little bit at the end, and then with Jabari Ruffin coming in, I think they feel pretty good about it. And I know Kennedy was thrilled that Tre moved over and that Tre was as excited about the switch as anybody. Lane said, too, we have always known he's got a burst, he's got the size, he's got the speed, and they've always felt he's had really good hands. So, what's not to like? If he gets down, gets the plays down, gets his footwork down, is what Tre said. He thought the two things he had to work on were footwork and the plays.
Obviously, nobody happy about the other big story of the day, and that is Robert Woods out for the spring. That Lane Kiffin said that ankle is not healing as quickly as he would have liked. What do you think about that call to hold him out for the rest of spring?
I think it's a really good call. I think Lane said the point of the surgery in the off season was so that he didn't have the pain and he didn't have the irritation and the inflammation and all that in there. And since there's still some of that in there, they think it probably needs another month. And I think that's a good decision. I mean, it's going to get, I think if you watch today, Victor Blackwell, Devon Flournoy, I think those guys see, this is our chance. This is our opportunity. I think, George Farmer is looking and saying, I got to get back. He's hoping by the end of the week we'll see. But I think, this may be the time to really develop, those three guys, give them plenty of time, and make sure that Robert is completely past so he doesn't have to deal with the pain every day and, kind of determine, how do I handle it this game, this week. I think they're going to shut him down. For example, I think he'd been doing a lot of running, even though he hadn't been doing, as much contact work. And I think, what they're telling him is, let's just shut him down, let him, let this thing heal, get it right, get it pain-free, get the inflammation out of there, and then, he'll be fine. And Robert had a kind of a nice way of saying it. He said, I did okay my freshman year and I didn't have spring ball. So a good way to look at it, but I think it's a great opportunity for the three other wide receivers.
Lastly, Dan, Kiffin named a few players who we thought really stood out in week 1 of spring ball. Who were some mentions that might have surprised you or that stood out to you?
I'm not sure any of them were a surprise. I mean, he really likes Hayes Pollard. Isaiah Wiley, he talked about how much better he is at cornerback now with all the starts and coming in as an experienced player. I thought he and he obviously said Marquise Lee shows up every single day. As you watched him at the running at the end, he's just a fabulous practice player as well as. But he thought that George Farmer had showed some real, bright spots before he pulled that, hamstring. So he liked what George did. He said George Yuko is playing great, but then they caught him, they thought, loafing a couple of times Saturday, and they sat him down. But he said, he's shown a lot of flashes of a guy who can really play.
All right, well, thank you very much, Dan. This is just the first of 3 practices this week, and we will be at each and every one of them providing you instant analysis. For Dan Weber, I'm Johnny Freatman, signing off from Howard Jones Field.